Dom and
Tom.
from BlackToad Studios.
Yes.
And we're trying something a little bit different today, aren't we?
Yeah, reporting live from quarantine.
Quarantine, UK, Southeast.
Yeah. So, me and Dom haven't actually seen each other probably since the beginning of March now, I think. Maybe. About right?
Yeah, that's about right. And we're essentially getting our fix via Zoom at the moment.
Yeah, which seems to be working all right so far.
So far, so good. So tonight we're going to discuss a couple of things. We're going to discuss the previews that have been released from GW today, and Hobby as well. Both armed with Das Paintbrush.
Yes.
Parts of models.
So first of all, Dom, what are you working on right now?
Right now, as we speak, I am working on two things. I am working on the Venom Crawler.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, I've washed it. I'm now applying some edge highlighting.
At number 3, if I remember correctly?
That is number 3, you are correct. I've actually got number 1 here.
You still got a bit more.
My reference.
Oh, your reference.
No, this is my reference for number 3.
Nice.
Don't want to forget anything. And I have currently got Chaos Rhino.
Ooh, a bit more red to go on that, mate.
Yeah. Got a very silver one that I need to work on.
Ooh, yeah. Looking good, though. Looking good.
I have.
They cleaned up well.
A cleaned up one that I've dettalled and kind of doing some repair work on. So I've used some hatches from the Conquest and bits here, and it's slowly coming together. What about yourself, Thomas?
I am working on some Blight Lords at the moment. So here's the ones I am working on. Just put some up here. A little bit garish at the moment because they're not washed down or anything fancy done to them yet. I've got my reference ones just over here. I'll just grab one of them. So here's one I did earlier. Some of these you've probably seen these in a couple of earlier videos. So they've been a little bit on a little while on the painting table, but I figured got a bit of time, so I'd start working on some of them. And also just on the side of it, got Demon Prince that Don got me for Christmas, actually, oddly enough. And he's got a bit of green on him now. Yes.
Nice.
Good friend. Yes.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, thank you. I suppose one of these things that we can take away from all of this horrible time is that, for instance, the cupboard of grey that we all have, the boxes that never get seen, or the models that we keep thinking we'll get around to doing them. We've actually got plenty of time now to do these because GW aren't selling anything.
No,
so we can't
buy anything anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So we can actually make those models that we've been looking at and talking about for a long time. I mean, these rhinos, so these two in particular, I got off Facebook. I have no idea how many years ago, but they have been sitting in my cupboard for a very long time, and I finally stripped them. So I've undercoated this one silver and working on the other one at the moment.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
Doing a bit of space.
Yeah, I mean, similar story for me. I've got loads of these guys have been sitting around for a little while because I started them probably about 6-7 months ago. Didn't quite get around to them. Did some sisters battle in between. I still got quite a few of them to do as well. So I'll have to sort of pick up on all that as well. But now's the time.
It is the time. Make the most of it, Tom.
Yeah.
I am still working. I'm not a key worker, so I'm not saving the world as such. But unfortunately, I still have to go into work, which is a bit of a bummer. I don't feel I'm really contributing too much to saving the world, but
well, I'm in a similar boat, so I'm still working as well. Being I think my IT position makes me reasonably needed at this time for what we do. So going in and not necessarily going in. Been doing quite a bit of working from home, which is good for me, I suppose. Although going slightly crazy, because.
You weren't far off to begin with, mate.
Yeah, I know, but I think the 8 hours at home alone is quite challenging in all seriousness. But I'm actually going back in next week to do some early shift working. So I've had a slight change of my shift time. So I'm working at 6 a.m. till 1 something p.m. which actually isn't too bad for me because that's quite nice. Still get the afternoon to myself. So yeah, and I think you're doing something similar, Dom, if I remember correctly. So
Yeah, so I'm working at 6 at the moment. So I'm sure all you guys that are watching this find it very interesting. But it does affect. It's affecting our lives and our hobbies.
Yes.
So like, I'm starting at 6 and finishing at 2. I do have to come back and look after some children, but I am trying to fit in some hobby time. So it's nice to have a bit of daylight when I get back, and I'm not rushing around trying to get them to bed.
Well,
so it's a little bit different.
I'll
And
say,
the days are a bit longer
yeah. So for
at the
me,
moment. It's a bit
less
dark out there.
kids really for me. So sorry, mate.
Oh yes, that's true.
Although
But these things.
yeah, I haven't had the nieces dropped round yet. In the time of crisis in quarantine yet. Hopefully.
Yeah, well, may happen soon.
Oh.
Yeah. So
But yes.
after I do these, I've got other stuff, hobby things to get on with.
Same.
For instance, I've got cultists, bloodletters, demons, all sorts.
All the really fun stuff that we leave just for that moment in time when we think, I really want to paint something. That's the stuff that's left over right now.
Well, essentially, bloodletters are really easy to paint, and I wouldn't mind doing those. And if people want to see the cultist today, pop up on Instagram again, where I've given them a little backstory.
Have we got enough days in the year to do that?
So many cultists. Unbelievable. If you're a word bear player, Tom, you somehow gather cultists from everyone's like, yeah, you play word bears. Have some cultists. I can't say no to models.
Now, see, myself, I haven't really got any cultists for my Night Lords, I must admit. However, I have this slight luxury in that my partner plays 40k as well. So I'm hoping that I can do some battle reports for the channel with her. We actually put one out, today actually, although we did record it last week. Hoping to do a couple more during the week, so we have at least some stuff on the channel. Because we do apologise that been a little bit lacking in the content, but that is mainly due to the current circumstances and actually not being able to actually play with each other or anyone else for that matter. So, yeah.
Well, it's always a shame when you can't play with me, Tom. But these things are.
I do miss it, mate. I do miss it. Keeps busy.
Dear. So before it's kicked off, myself and Tom also we'd lined up to do a tournament, a team tournament with our friend Daryl, who you've seen on the channel a couple of times with his AdMech. He's also used his Death Guard and his Aldari on the channel, and we're going to take part in a 3-person team event, which we're really looking forward to. Unfortunately, the guys organising it, Messer Events, check them out if you're in the southeast. They really tried to kind of hold on, and then they had to pull for it basically and postpone the event, which is completely understandable. And unfortunately, so we were kind of left high and dry. For the sake of doing Venom Crawlers, which were in my list, it's quite nice to have to rush them now, but it's a bit of a shame. And it gives me time to also, try new things and maybe paint like another 100 cultists by the time we get out of this horrible time.
Yes, too right. No, it's and like I said, I was looking forward to the tournament as well. I had my Black Templars all lined up for that. I was already painted actually, because I'd actually tried to make sure they were ready beforehand, which I'd actually successfully done for a change without having to rush down to the last minute. But it gives me more time to work out on other things as well, to be fair. So and also we haven't cancelled the tickets. We're hanging on to them, because we kind of intend to go back and play it when they reorganise it. So, because we're quite interested in the team event, a bit of a slightly different twist on playing 40k. So, yeah, I think we're both quite looking forward to that when it does actually reappear. So, yeah, and we can maybe do a little report on it as well on how we found it. So,
exactly, and also I suppose one of the perks we can take away from all of this is probably find ourselves having more time to do little videos like this for you guys to watch if you're sitting at home hobbying and you want to hear some random rambling. We'll hopefully be able to provide some of that for you, and we'll try and record as many as we can if you guys are interested in it. But to be fair, it doesn't really matter because we're still going to record.
Yeah, because we kind of need to see each other.
Yeah, I need to get my fix.
I need to get my fix of Dom's face. Because sadly, the other bad thing about tonight is that I actually have to work in about 15, 20 minutes or so, which is a bit of a bummer, but this is kind of like a trial one anyway. So if this works, we can maybe do a slightly longer one next time.
Yeah, so probably if you guys are watching, we
Yeah.
can you can sit back, crack open a beer, make a cup of tea, and do a bit of hobby as we also do hobby. I haven't got a cup of tea. My wife is rather lax at the moment. I will not say that too loud. Could get in trouble. There you go. So anyway, Tom, shall we
Yes.
talk about the previews that we
Yes.
saw today from GW?
Yes.
And let's start from. So they basically put up this morning like a silhouette of what was going to be released, and we'll see if Tom remembers what was on the left of the silhouette.
Well, that was. Do you want me to tell you what it was revealed as? Because I know what it was revealed as.
Well, what did you think it was at this to begin with?
Well,
Tom?
I was mucking about a little bit, and I said a Praetorian with long hair, and then we had this slight discussion about the fact that Praetorians don't normally have long hair, and I said it might be doing mutton chops, which I thought would be much cooler than what was actually revealed personally.
Okay, so what was revealed then, Thomas?
I think it was Airmare, if I remember correctly.
It was
Yes.
Airmare in horsey form, in
Yes.
speary form.
And although myself not a big fan, I mean I'm a fan of Lord of the Rings, don't get me wrong, but don't play it myself, so for me it wasn't that exciting. But
One moment.
I think we've had an exit from the chat. I will ramble for a second myself. Oh, he's back. No?
Parental duties.
Parental duties. Fair enough.
Yeah.
I can forgive him for that, I suppose.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so AMR.
Yeah. So as I was saying, personally, the model looks great. I'll admit it looks lovely. But for myself, not hugely interested in the release myself. But from a
not
point
really
of view,
middle of fan, are you?
No, not yet. I mean, I haven't played it. Maybe if I gave it a go, I might change my mind. But
because you're a big fan of the lore, aren't you, Tom?
Oh yeah, no, I love Lord of the
books.
Rings. I love Lord of the Rings just in general. From a kind of a
the model
lore.
range hasn't really inspired you.
No, not inspired. I mean, I think, like I said, if I got a few of them, gave it a go, got the rules, I probably would change my mind on it. I wouldn't be surprised. But I'm mainly 40k when it comes to Games Workshop and my free time. So I don't know how much of a look in that's going to get anyway. So that's my reason for it not really interesting me that much.
Yeah, likewise. I think the models, like I actually really like the look of the models. It's just that slight difference in scale, and it really takes me back to that old school Warhammer. And as for the films and stuff, my perfect day would be watching them back to back, with a couple of pints and a pack of pork scratchings, and that would be bliss.
Can't really argue with that, to be honest. That's
No.
Did it? I must admit, did it a couple of months ago, just after Christmas, I think it was. Just sort of watched all the extended editions back to back. Does take a while, but it's such a good day, to be fair. So because they were so well made, the films. So
Okay, so next up we had, I believe it's the lion.
Actually, do you know what? That wasn't the first thing, was it?
Oh no, I'm going by the silhouette.
Are you going by the silhouette? Okay, the silhouette. Sorry, yes. So in that case, yes, it was the lion. Excuse me.
Yeah, and then we'll get to some of the other stuff.
Ooh, okay.
But yeah, the lion. So I think a lot of people were anticipating the lion to feature in 40k come out, but then of course this is the lion for 30k. And I must say that I absolutely love this model. I think it's bloody brilliant.
I would heartily agree with that.
Yeah, one of my favourite Primark models, because if you had the video and it kind of showed you a couple of them, and some of them weren't particularly great. But I
would actually go as far to say as it's probably one of the better, in fact, if not one of the best looking Primark models personally. But maybe that's because they're getting better with time. I mean, obviously they've released quite a few now. I think they've only got, I think it's only one more actually. No, I think they said it was one more left to go. No, I actually can't remember who that'll be.
Well, they've got the Khan. Khan's still got to go.
Right, that's it. Yeah.
As the traitor ones, I think they've covered all the traitor ones.
I think it is literally just Khan in that case. I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah.
I will say so as well. We don't really play 30k.
No.
It's like a curiosity and a fascination, and
lore-wise, love Horus Heresy. Rules-wise, for playing the game, not a big fan because it reminds me too much of 7th edition.
Yeah,
that's just my standpoint. Some people love it, some people don't. It's personally, I'm a big fan of 8th, so and it's too much of a differentiation between the two for me to go back and start playing it. Ooh,
I literally just threw something up the floor.
hope it wasn't paint.
So I was just highlighting. It's like, don't need that anymore. On the floor. Exactly, and did some bubble wrap. Should be all right. Right. So next up, what was next, Tom? Do you remember what was next?
I think of the order. Was it the?
Give you a clue.
Go on then.
At the moment, he's probably very busy in a hospital somewhere.
Oh, it was Fabius Bar, wasn't it? That was the one. Sorry, pardon me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So Fabius Bar, what can I say? Love the pose, the backpack with the arms coming down.
Definitely.
Really cool. Face, it looks like he's been hit by a shovel.
That's okay though. That's what he should look like.
Shovel face.
Shovel face. I mean, he's
Bad
a questionable character, so he should have a face to match it.
Yeah. You don't want to be. You don't want to fall in love with him, do you? It's just like, oh, geez.
No. I mean, admittedly, I don't know too much about his particular lore. Obviously, I know that Don went through a few bits earlier on, and it's quite fascinating. And obviously, I know who Fabius Bal is from the Horus Heresy and all that business as well. And but it won't be a model that I'll be getting myself, to be fair. So, although it does look very good.
Yeah. I really, I'd say I like the lore, and I think he's obviously going to get some new rules in the new book when it comes out. On the Warhammer community page, I think they've got like an old comparison to new comparison picture on there somewhere. And yeah, oh geez.
Well, I think his old model was pretty bad, to be fair.
I'm looking at it now, and I think he had a nicer face before.
It's been hit too many times since then, mate. That's
and he definitely has been hit by a shovel.
Fantastic. I mean, that just proves the point. I mean, yeah, he's obviously annoyed the wrong people with his attitude and the way he acts, and he's been shovel-faced. Fair enough.
Yeah. So next up,
dude, damn it, was this the
Age of Sigma?
God. No,
it was a Luminate.
Oh God, no! I'm sorry. My feeds. As soon as I saw it, I was just like, no. I honestly thought it was an April's Fool's. That's. It's not even April the 1st, but personally,
I don't understand why you'd think that a giant cow statue with a mountain attached to it with a big hammer would be an April Fool's.
Do you know what? That's not even the worst bit about it. I thought the standard elves with the bull helmets, as in like the monitor helmets or the horns, they just look wrong.
So myself and Tom were joking initially about this. So it looks like the shoulders are like a kayak. So I think what it does, it submerges itself up its shoulders, floats along a bit, and then anyone that's looking at him from a distance, because he's got the rocks that look like a mountain, and I've only just realised he's got like little trees attached to the rock.
Do you know what? That's even better for the disguise.
Yeah, he looks like an island.
It's a floating island.
Yeah, and then bam, big hammer.
No, personally, I do not like them, and I honestly, I thought it was a joke. That as in like they were doing it as a joke, and now, but judging by what was said, it just seems mad. But yeah, look, that's just my feeling.
I have no idea why you don't think Canoe Island cow is a joke.
That's exactly why. Look what you're saying. Dom, will you be going out and buying these models?
No, but I hope I get one for my birthday.
Oh, okay. Do you know what? I'm going to do it, and you can convert it because that's what you're. That's the best thing you're going to do with it.
We'll make it Demon Prince.
No. I bet. What did you generally think about it? Did you really like the models, Dominic, or were you?
No.
No.
And I'll tell you what's equally as bad is the infantry, the stone guard, which basically are guys with big hammers, which is cool. Age of Sigma is all about hammers, Warhammer.
Yep.
That's what it's all about. But then they have these weird hats that then have a big cow horn kind of thing going on. I'm like, what's going on there?
Do you know what though? It wouldn't have looked as bad, is it? Because they kind of had like a canonical thing up on their head first, and then the horns coming out of it at the top. Yeah, maybe if they were attached on the forehead and slightly smaller, maybe. But the fact they were kind of like in a little tower and then the horns, it's like they were trying to overcompensate. But I mean, they are elves.
I think what makes them so bad is that they literally showed those after they showed the canoe-shouldered cow mountains, and literally you can go, oh, well, that's why you've done it, haven't you? If you did that before, showed the canoeing cows.
Honestly, I love Games Workshop, but sometimes they do some very strange things.
I think they need to close Bugman's a bit early sometimes before they go back to the studio.
Well, who is it? Was it Phil Kelly? Was it Phil Kelly in there?
Oh yeah, so on the video, if you guys haven't seen it, Phil Kelly was the one who had to try and sell the idea of them, and I was like, oh, geez, Phil, don't do it. Come on.
Hope he's not watching, because he'll just be like, oh no. But then I'm like, well, you tried to sell us
if
cows.
Phil Kelly is watching, I will tip my cap.
Yes.
To him, not to selling.
Not to the cows, but to
cow canoe.
Not to cow canoe.
Not cow canoe. They're not good.
But anyway. Ooh. Dom's distracted.
Yeah, I'm distracted. And then last off, so that was everything on the silhouette. And
then the surprise thing.
The things we didn't get were the Warcry models.
Yeah, Scions of Flame, if I remember correctly.
Which I haven't played Warcry. I've heard it's really good. And the models, I really like models.
I actually really like those too. I think they looked the part. Personally, I think they had a really good thematic scene. Kind of like a good, consistent look to them as well. So, I mean, I play a little bit of. Well, I suppose it is Warcry now, isn't it? Well, it's Underworlds, wasn't it before? But I think it is Warcry now. I get a little bit confused as to which one's which.
No, I believe it's still separate things.
They are separate games, are they? Yes, because but it's a similar, obviously, premise on, I presume. But I like, skirmish-based stuff, and I quite like them. And it would be something that if I had a bit of time, I'd probably have a look at. But sadly, 40k is kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's where everyone's at, really, to be honest. And I think even for converting possibilities, I think they're really nice.
I think they'll do good for some corn stuff.
Yeah,
I could see them being corn. Excuse me. But yeah.
And then what's the last thing? Oh, last thing was once again a.
Oh, do you know what? I've forgotten to you just mentioned it, because I have a bit of a. Dom's smiling now because he knows I'm going to go on a rant. I've had enough of bloody lieutenants, and I play a lot of Marine armies, but I honestly think they need to start releasing stuff similar for Chaos, at least. Either like an Executioner style model or an Apostle, anything like that would be great. But another lieutenant for Space Marines, which also looks very ultramarine again, I might add. Enough GW.
Tell you what, it's literally the dullest model going.
Yep.
It's like some of them had one with a smoke grenade and a big knife, and I was like, oh, that's awesome. But this one, I'm like, I didn't even play Marine. I just don't know.
I like the first couple that came out because it's quite nice. Gives you a bit of variation on a model, which I can get completely, because obviously some of the Space Marine models are very similar. But I think when you've done a couple, isn't that enough? Surely to sort of play around with a little bit. Especially when you got a lot of Space Marine kits out there that you could make other models from. And I thought maybe about time they did some other armies with some special limited edition models. Why not?
Yeah, enough.
They are.
No more. But that was it for GW, wasn't it? Everything was released. That was it. We've got another release next week.
I think they've got another preview, haven't they? I don't know what a lot of people are expecting. A lot of people are thinking that some rules stuff might get changed. But as much as I would like that as well, by the way, I think until they've released all of the Psychic Awakening books, I don't think you're going to see much rules sort of consolidation for a little while, personally.
Okay. Yeah, we'll see what happens. But that was it, really. So
yeah,
we will see what next week brings.
Yes.
But, I think tonight we will call it there because you've got to go and do your bits. But we will carry on doing these videos. If
Yes,
you want us to do more, or if you've got anything you want us to discuss one evening, put a comment below and we will happily ramble on about whatever we're going to talk about.
definitely. And thank you very much for watching, everyone. If you like what you see, give us a subscribe and a like and a comment. Fantastic. This is Tom
Dom.
from BlackToad Studio, and we'll see you next time.
Woo-hoo. Take care.